Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. I hope you all have a good day. You had a good day. Sleep in the afternoon, otherwise you'll sleep in the class. How does Vedanta interpret free will, given that past karma decides some of our experiences in life? Predetermined. That's what the person is asking the question. This is an eternal saga, but we have to simplify and practically understand. Fate and free will. How do you contextualize? There's always two schools. One school will say it's all predetermined. In fact, that's also a good point of view. Everything, suppose you are the person, group, which feels that everything is predetermined. Everything is based on fate. You want to call it past karma, or you want to bring in new age predetermination. Fine. Now, so what? Everything is predetermined. Contextualize it and see how your life feels. If you were supposed to have that view, in fact, if you were to take that stand, there's nothing to worry. Everything is predetermined. What is there to worry now? In fact, if you were to be somebody who believes that everything is predetermined, at ease. What's going to be the menu tomorrow? Predetermined, no worry. Will I lose my job? If it has to be lost, that's how it is predetermined, I would lose it. What happens next? No worry, predetermined already. Everything is predetermined. Follow it, it works. For many people it works. Because they believe life is predetermined. Everything is predetermined. They will be putting forth effort and yet always feel that it's all of no great use. Ultimately, whatever has to happen will happen. That's how with that attitude they live. So, that seems to work for a lot of people. Now, free will people. Everything is free will. Nothing called fate. Too much tension. They'll all have high blood pressure. Everything is in my hands now. The whole blessed life is in my hands. Everything is determined by the choices that I make. There is no room for mystery. There is no room for magic. There is no room for anything. Everything is based on my free will. So that approach also a lot of people take. They in fact, take pride in saying that, Swamiji, I'm a self-made man. I'm a self-made woman. Okay, good. What else? Everybody puts forth effort and gain and get what they have. So what's the big deal in that? Free will people. Okay. How do you approach in Vedanta? Or what, if you ask me what is my view? You see, there is a place for karma in the whole scheme of things A situation is unfolded due to your past karma. And what you do in it is your choice, free will. There is always that. Life is that. It's a combination of both fate and free will, destiny and your effort. Swamiji, can you explain further? In fact, I have a model which cannot be put aside. This is my famous model with a famous example. I say this very confidently. Practically, you cannot argue with me after this. Are you ready? Ready? Okay. Your height is your fate. Weight is free will. Your height is karma. Your weight is your free will. Now argue with me. Floor is open. Challenge me. You will never win. Swamiji, we can wear heels and change our height. 2 hours you will wear heels. That's it. So, in fact, what cannot be really understood philosophically, you must contextualize it and see it in reality how it looks in my practical life. From my standpoint, my personal experience, how does it feel? Now you see, there's no big argument about it. There may be philosophical arguments going on, but you see, how does it feel in your life? And you want to take 2 extreme stands? I have given you options. Everything is predetermined, nothing to worry. Nothing to worry in life. I rest in, if you are a religious person, God's plan. I rest in God's plan. I rest in Ishvara's plan. Nothing to worry. I rest in Mahavishnu's plan. I rest in God's plan. I rest in whatever God has to have me, has for me. So, still, there is no reason to be afraid, doubt, be anxious in matters of life. So, we handled that question. In fact, it's something very common. I keep hearing this. You please look into your life experience through the practical model that I have given. It will be very insightful. You won't be dejected in life, because there is always an opportunity to do something. Try to put your effort to change what you can. Pujya Swamiji used to bring in this serenity prayer from a Christian theologian, which is widely used by Alcoholics Anonymous. Oh God, give me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Oh Lord, give me the courage to change the things I can. Oh Lord, give me the wisdom to know the difference between the two. Very nice Christian prayer that Pujya Swamiji used to use in his meditations, etc. Now elsewhere somebody said, oh God, give me coffee to change the things I can. Oh God, give me the wine to accept the things that I cannot change. No, don't go for the second option. A little coffee is fine. And change things that you can. Okay. How can I measure myself, how much I am progressing towards Jivan Mukti? Any milestones, markers to use? So one thing, let me again translate and contextualize the word Jivan Mukti. A person who is free here and now. A person who is operating from a place of freedom. A person who is free from inner mental constructs, plural, all mental constructs. That's a Jivan Mukta. A person who has gained freedom, self-realization here and now. So what is a measure, how to measure oneself, how you're progressing? Yes, there are milestones, even though Jivan Mukti is not something can be quantified and said this is how it is. It's not something that. But you can see yourself whether you are progressing in the path. How do you do that? See how you are reacting to external situation. Am I still reacting to external situations? Do external people, things, objects, do they have control over me? And how much control do they have? So day to day, month to month, year to year, if they are losing their grip on you, then you are progressing. If you are still under the tight grip of these external factors, then there is some more longer way to go. Work on yourself. Pay attention to sadhanas. That's how you determine. And what is my attitude towards the external? Still, everything seems to affect me, bother me. And I want to control every aspect of outer life. Is your attitude like that? Then there is some more room to grow. There's some more room to grow. Do I see the whole blessed thing as a drama, or my life is very real to me? If life is very, very real to you, then it is you are far away from Jivan Mukti. Am I able to see the whole blessed thing as a drama? The crux of Vedanta. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva na Paraha. Shankara was asked by somebody, hey Shankaracharya, Shankaracharya word itself has a respect. So don't think that I said, hey Shankaracharya. Hey Gurudeva Shankaracharya. Can you tell me Vedanta simply in one verse? Somebody asked Shankaracharya. So Adi Shankaracharya said, Ardhavakyena pravakshami yaduktam grantha kotivihi. Why do you want one full verse? I will just give you in half a verse. Brahma satyam jagan mithya jivo brahmairvana paraha. The consciousness, Brahma alone is real. The whole world is a drama, a show, mithya. And there is no difference between the Jivatma and the Paramatma, one and the same. This is the crux of Vedanta. So we explore that vision in different aspects, but in our context, in this example, Jagan Mithya. Are you able to see the world as something, a passing show? A passing show. Or is it very real to you? If you look at your own experience, isn't life a passing show? What has happened 3 years back, is it with you? Nothing is with you, it's only in memory, that's all. It has passed. It's not there. What we held so dear 20 years back, is it with you? No more there. Problems which were there 10 years back, are those problems still with you? Yes, Swamiji, he is sitting next to me, you may say. Those problems are all gone, vanished. New problems may be there, but those are not there. Just like show, one scene after another. Can you hold on to anything ever? Life is appearing and passing right in front of us like a passing show. If we can appreciate just this small insight, we won't be bothered by any situation. Nothing would bother us. Because nothing lasts forever. A dish is not good. Doesn't matter, it's not going to stay with you. It's going to go. Something is not pleasant. So what? It's going to pass. Something is pleasant, beautiful. Can you hold on to that even? No. Cannot. That's the nature of life. If we are able to appreciate this, if we can appreciate life as a passing show, we will be free here and now, because nothing would bother us, nothing would affect us anymore. But I think sometimes the situations, people still have their hold on us. They determine how we think, feel, emote. So we constantly keep on getting affected by numerous things. These are the markers and milestones in knowing if I'm progressing towards Jivan Mukti, freedom here and now. So if you are looking for absolute freedom, Pujya Swamiji used to say, at least relatively you have to feel free, you have to be free. If your goal is absolute happiness, at least you must have, relatively you must be feeling happy and joyful. So those are the markers in knowing if you're on the path or if you're not in the lane, if you have deviated, where do you stand, how many more miles to go. In fact, these are all words, expressions. The journey is not from here to there somewhere. The journey is from here to here. All you're trying to do is trying to understand yourself. So it's kind of no journey. The goal of Vedanta is not outside of you for you to travel, walk, etc. It's here and now. How best to deal with time being wasted by incompetent co-workers? How best to deal with incompetence and ashraddha from the co-workers? World is like that. World is a place where there are people of different calibers, people of different competencies, people of different emotional maturity levels, people with different life experiences, childhood traumas, experience, all of it. So we cannot expect uniformity, or in the corporate paradigm, how to make one competent work atmosphere. Sometimes it's a possibility, sometimes it's not. When it is not, how do you handle? You do your part, you do your role and move on. You do your part. The whole focus comes to doing your part. And if it's in your capacity, try to inspire them. If not, life still goes on. In Rishikesh, where I used to stay in Rishikesh for a long time, in our Dayananda ashram, Rishikesh. So there is a saying in Rishikesh area, Duniya to bada vistar hai, sabke liye jagah hai. The world is a vast place and there is a place for everybody in it. So that's how it's going to be. We somehow want uniformity. It won't happen. Life is not that way. 5 fingers are not that way. Very common expression in all languages. So the joy of life is its variety, the kind of people around us. So we approach with compassion. Compassion will be our guiding light. If it's a spiritual journey, compassion shall be your guiding light. I still accommodate incompetent people also. I accommodate everybody. You know, Pujya Swamiji led that life. Dayananda, it was, once Pujya Gurudev was asked, how did Pujya Swamiji get his name as Swami Dayananda? In some context, he said there was no option but to name him Daya, the compassion. That compassion, people used to ask, sometimes all sorts of people Pujya Swamiji used to accommodate. Then sometimes when we are seeking competency, efficiency in certain context, he was asked, Swamiji, why are you giving an opportunity for such an incompetent person? He answered, if I don't accommodate him, who else would? If I don't accommodate, who else would? So that's a very compassionate approach that can work in a life of a sannyasi saint. That may not happen in a corporate situation, but definitely can happen in your home. Do not expect competency, some great productivity from every family member. It's not a corporation, it's a family. So relax there. So some tasks are not done, so what? So your living room is not so perfect, so what? So what? What is that famous magazine, Interior Design, or Interior Design is not coming to feature your house in their magazine cover. So relax, it's okay, no big deal. So why to be Architecture Digest? Architecture Digest is not going to cover your drawing room. So what? Let go. A few things are not in place. It's okay. So that's how you have to approach life in a relaxed manner. Yeah. Third question. How does a Jivan Mukta person keep switching between the I view, the Atma view, and the world view to live in the world? There is a famous example in Vedanta, the actor and the role. An actor is never affected by the role he is playing, isn't it so? An actor, particular actor, that actor or actress is very rich in her life. But then she's playing a role of a person in a situation of poverty. Is this actor going to be affected by the role? No. She very much knows that the moment they say cut, she comes out of the role. She comes out of the role. The moment they say action, she's into that role. Then she withdraws. Similarly, one is constantly a witness conscious entity. Nothing is going to change that. I am the observer. I am the witness of every experiences, and I am the witness of the roles that I take. Thus, there is no special effort to be made to maintain the Atma view or the I, the consciousness view, because that is what is general. In a context, you come out and see, do your roles, and then you withdraw. In Bhagavad Gita, the example given is the Jivan Mukta is like a kurma, like a turtle or a tortoise. The tortoise comes out and then withdraws back in. There is a role, you perform that role, and then it's not that you were out of the Atma view, you had come out of that view that you are the Chaitanya, you are the Atma. It never deviates. You are constantly the witness of your entire life. And at the level of body and mind, you take a particular role and you do it, it goes. So that's how a Jivan Mukta approaches various roles in his or her life. There is no gender for Jivan Mukta. This is the limitation of language. I have to use a language. Language comes with certain pronoun structures, its own divisions, and we have to use that particular method. Yeah. Any tips to control one's temper when anyone insults you? Okay. Now I'll illustrate it, okay? Temper meaning, I think the question is meaning anger. Okay. How to control anger and when one insults you? Now, would you listen to me? If I say something, would you do it? Show some signs of life. Did you have dinner? Should I call ambulance? Okay, now, get angry. Get angry. Hey, why are you laughing? Get angry. Our friend from Chicago. Why are you laughing? I still tell you to get angry. Get angry. Get angry. No. Anger is not something will-based. If it was will-based, you should be able to get angry now, isn't it so? You can't get angry now. But in a certain situation, probably if somebody insults you, somebody does something opposite to what you wanted, etc., you get angry. You get angry. Getting angry is not fully under your control to start with. But what is in your control? That I am angry, that I don't have to throw this. Expression of anger is in your control. Anger, to start with, anger is not in your control. You may simply get angry in a particular situation. But that expression of that anger, you do have a say over it. What you do when you are angry, what you say when you are angry. In fact, throwing words is as equivalent to as throwing things. Words have power to hurt somebody else. So we have to be very mindful about our expression of anger. You don't have to throw the words, throw things. It would bring undesirable misery into your own life. That's why they say when you are angry, count 5. Count 5 means what? You will get a pause to relax a little bit so that you don't give the expression to your anger. You don't give expression to your anger. So somebody was angry and the other person said, count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not that. 1, 2, 3, relax. You relax. You get some time to breathe, 5 times you breathe. There's a big relationship between the prana and the mind. When you're angry, put your fingers near the nostrils and see, your breath will be warm. And the breathing time will be very less. You will be taking short inhalations and short exhalations. When you're calm, observe your breath. It's in one particular rhythm, one particular pattern. If you're sad, there is one particular breathing pattern. So you can have an influence over mind through the prana, through the breath. So when the mind is subjected to anger or other emotions, how do you calm the system down? By breathing. By breathing. How do you calm the system? Open the windows. The system becomes calm. So, similar meaning, you're inviting fresh air into your house or system. So when the auditorium gets hot, what does the system do? It pushes some fresh, cool air in. Similarly, when the system is hot, you put some fresh, cool air in. It's as simple and sacred as this practice. So more and more you practice this, you will have an ability not to be extra reactive in situations. So you can have mastery over your own mind, mastery over your own life, and that's the place to be. That's the place to be. You just imagine if we are going to get affected and angry and lose temper in that kind of situations, every blessed thing in the world can really enrage you. Go into the world. There is so many reasons to be angry. That kind of a person is constantly angry with everything. From husband, wife is angry about wife, she's angry about husband, she's angry about kids, he's angry about kid, he's angry about government, he's angry about his boss, he's angry about the Walmart personnel, he's angry about how badly people park, how badly they don't put this. Everything, they can always be enraged about the whole world. So we don't have to be. Nothing is perfect. Perfection is some sort of a utopian idea that we hold in our heads. There's no counter parallel to it. So no need to react. So the practical tip to control one's anger, etc., is first to stop giving an expression to anger to start with. Then you study Vedanta, inquire into life, then you will see that I cannot control every blessed situation. There's no anger. There's no anger, absolutely no anger that way. Why one should not eat onion and garlic? Because you will have bad breath. So, in Hindu food system, there are 3 categories: Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic foods. The Sattvic foods enable a calm state of mind. The Rajasic foods enable activity in the system, movement and activity in the system. Tamasic food gives you lethargy, restfulness and sleep. So 3 categories of food. Onion and garlic feature in the Rajasic category of foods. So, in spiritual sadhanas, person interested in spirituality is advised to take a sattvic diet which doesn't have onion and garlic. That's all about it. That's all about it. As a grihastha, you're welcome to have a diet which has onion and garlic. But in certain contexts of spirituality, like in ashram, we follow a sattvic aharam. We don't use onion and garlic in our diet because kitchen will smell. That onion garlic smell will come to this thing also, the lecture hall also. And all of us will be smelling of onion and garlic. So just to avoid that, we haven't put it. That's all about it. Don't pull it. More than that. Swami Vivekananda ji said, don't pull religion at the kitchen level. We have made our religion about kitchen. What I can eat, what I should not eat. What can be touched, what can be not touched. Some people's head is filled with only this. Somebody is eating, all they're able to see is, what did he touch after this? He touched rice and after that touched rasam. Oh, you cannot do that. Oh, he touched ghee. And he touched rice and he touched ghee. Oh, you cannot do that. It's all one. Some concept you make and it's sitting in your head, and that's a barrier to approach life as it is. Every religious tradition comes with certain dietary rules. They are in a place in particular context. So they have their place. Nothing wrong with it. If you want to follow it, follow it. But you want to use it to make moral judgment on others, you are having a foolish approach. There is no inferior diet or superior diet. There is diet. And that diet is highly influenced by culture, religion, landscape, all of it. In fact, 85% of Hindus are non-vegetarians. That doesn't make him any less Hindu than other person. So I am a vegetarian doesn't mean that I am any less Hindu than somebody. Everybody follows a diet according to their preference. And with that we also have the value of ahimsa, valuing life, a life of least disturbance. So think about, whenever you're choosing your food, anything, think about it also on those lines. Wherever I can, I choose to follow a life where I'm consuming the least, I'm bothering the external environment the least. So that must be our approach to Hinduism, or our approach to life, approach to spirituality. That's how it is. Yeah. So people make a big deal of onion garlic. They're not they make it sound as though they are little devils sitting in the shelf. Is it true that thousands of years ago even gods ate meat? No, this is not, this is to be understood in a particular context. I told you 85% of the Hindu are non-vegetarian. Suppose in a particular Puranic context, a certain avatara is in a Kshatriya body, then probably in those episodes, the particular avatara has had a non-vegetarian diet in that particular context. That's all it is. So, crux of the whole discussion is, do not use onion, garlic, non-vegetarianism, vegetarianism to make moral judgment on people. That's not how Hinduism would work. That's not how world should work. That's not how, as a human being, we should work. Making moral judgments on people. No, that's not how it works. Yeah. If you have any questions in regarding this topic, you can also ask as even amending a question. Yeah. In my professional life, I see a lot of times that the organization is trying to solve the wrong problems. I see this as part and parcel to the professional life. And I see this as a parallel to inward versus outward inquiry. Yeah, we cannot help it. When our professional life is not fully under our control, there is a top management and at an organizational level decisions are made. Some things are approached trying to solve an unnecessary problem, or you create a problem in the whole process. But that's how it is. Yes, you can draw parallels to inward versus outward. Yeah. Has human race been always like this, or has it been brought over to our lives through Western capitalism? See, human life was never in one beautiful state. If you look at world history, it was never that. It's never that. Recently I was reading a book by Professor Steven Pinker, a Harvard professor. I forget the title. It's a white cover with red bold letters, The Better Angels or something like that. The title, if one of our youngsters can Google it or find it for me. Steven Pinker, Better Angels, whatever is that book name. He discusses, it's a big book, probably 400, 500 page book. He is making a big observation of the world to show that how humanity is in the most better place today. In spite of all the wars that are going on, humanity still seems to be far better off than it used to be in yesteryears, where there was more violence and more conflict and more disturbance in the social order. So this nostalgia that past was better is something idea that we kind of hold. Thank you. Steven Pinker, The Better Angels of Our Nature. That's the name of the book. If you're interested, you can get hold of the book and refer to it. So, so that way, life has always been changing. There is always an influence of something or the other. And today we are in a particular paradigm, good or bad, we have to see how humanity works out. So all said and done, life is what it is. There was never a perfect world in yesteryears. That's kind of imagination of all religions. That's not how really human history works. Yes. Thank you for the enlightening session today. Thank you for your note. Nice to read that when the teaching has inspired a person. Is it true our inner freedom is limited due to judgment? Yes, it is. Because either we internalize the judgment of others, or I am highly judgmental of myself. Sometimes the second one kills us more, because we are constantly judging ourselves. I'm not good enough. Make a judgment about yourself. You wash your face and stand before the mirror. My face is not good enough. Take the brush to comb the hair. I don't have it. One problem less. It's a bad hair day. So they decided sannyasis shall shave their hairs, so nothing to be self-conscious about. Then you go on to wear an outfit. Then you say, oh, my wardrobe is not good enough. That's why they put everyday orange. You know, sometimes I keep wondering, from past 3 years, whenever I'm spending my time in the US, usually I'm in winters, I'm here in the Gurukulam, or even while I was at Harvard, I used to think that are people going to think that I'm going for a costume party during the Halloween? Or they can recognize me as a monk or not? It was just amusing, that's all, not a judgment. So you try to wear something, then you say, my wardrobe is not good enough. So you keep on making judgment, so one less thing to think about. So there is nothing, you're not going to achieve anything by constantly having judgment about yourself. So cut that judgment, more freedom you'll experience on a day-to-day level. And also, do not internalize what others are saying. You will still hear it, because ears don't have a closure like mouth. I wish we had. Probably today you can put AirPods and go to noise cancellation mode. But sometimes there is no way to shut the external comments and noise. Do not internalize it. Somebody has made a judgment about you. They have their mouth, they have words, they have language. Let them use it. Why bother about it? So I do not internalize what people have to say. So then there is a healthy self-image. Neither inferiority complex nor superiority complex. I am what I am. I am what I am. When I was in college, I bought a white t-shirt. And then I knew how to paint. So I took a fabric paint, I wrote, I am what I am. If you don't like me, it's your problem. Don't do the second word, that's bad. That's a teenager's thinking. I am what I am, that's it. I am what I am. If you don't like me, it's your problem. Already I'm making kind of a judgment about others and I'm in like a war mode. No, I am what I am. I am what I am. No need to prove it to anyone. I am what I am. Judgment of thoughts, action, people. Yeah, I'm curious to know your perspective. Yes, that's my perspective. No need to keep on passing judgment about others, nor about yourself. Nor about yourself. You know, it's very difficult to live like this. I'll tell you how. I tell you why. Now you observe all that you talk, the internal talk that goes on, and the external talk that goes out. If you decide not to make any judgment about yourself, nor about others, then there is no conversation for so many people. There's no conversation. There's no conversation. Because some people are rooted in this paradigm of the whole conversation is about judging others. So there is no conversation. People come to ashram to study and grow and to think about themselves, but any free time they get, this, that in the ashram. They talk about ashram. What use? Ashram is going to be what it is. You are the loser. Ashram is not going to lose anything. So in that process, in spite of coming to a spiritual environment, you don't grow. Because the mind is only focused on external, nothing on internal. So leave all the judgments aside. I think Swaminiji, okay, thank you. Landscaping, mountains, grass, trees may not change. But what one experiences change. I want you to think about this conclusion more. We think that mountains, trees are not changing. They are also changing. It seems like they are not changing because in order to notice that change, it may take 100 years to notice some change in a mountain. It may take 1,000 years to see the changes that undergoes in a river. So we may not be there to notice that change. That's why those things seem changeless. No, they are also changing constantly. Changeless, how can be explained with every changing time, kala? Very simple. I'll give you this example. Take a clock. So I have a clock that's kept for my reference of time. Keep staring at it. Keep staring at the clock. Especially, mechanical old style clock or the digital, both would work. In fact, if the, what is it called? Arrow? No. Huh? Yeah, if the hands of the clock are, if that second indicator is constantly moving, it's even more experiential. Keep staring at it at it for 5-10 minutes or half an hour. Time is constantly changing. You are the changeless witness to the changing time. Are you with me? The time is changing. I am the changeless witness who is noticing the change. Every minute change you are noticing. If you have to notice the changing, you have to be changeless. That's how world works, isn't it so? In many situations, if both the trains are moving, you don't know what's happening. Whether you are moving forward or the next train is moving, what's happening, you don't know. You must be in a place of rest and changelessness to observe the changes. That's what is happening, even with reference to time. You are the witness to the changing time. You're the witness to changing time. Look at all the photographs. Your photographs will indicate the change of time. You are the witness of all the changing time. From the full hair, it will come to less and less and less and less. You are the witness to the changing time. When jet black hair is turned to whatever color it is now. So you see, you are the changeless witness of all changes. Is fear only a product of the ego? In fact, all emotions, everything is a product of ego. But how shall we approach fear? Fear is due to the wrong perception of the reality. Fear is because you do not necessarily understand realities. Once you understand the reality of something, it cannot cause fear. Famous example, in Vedanta, when the light is low, there is a rope sitting in the corner. You mistake it to be a snake because you do not know the reality of that rope. That's why it invokes fear. Now, second one, you may ask, Swamiji, what about I'm walking near some mountain trail and there is a rattlesnake sitting there? Will I have fear? Yes, you will have fear. We are not discussing biological fear that will be there in the system. We are discussing, when we say fear generally in your life, we are not discussing biological fear in Vedanta. It's system built, it's going to be there. Fear about future. Fear about losing something. Fear about losing contact with kids. Fear about losing a job. Fear about losing a particular position in the job. All of it, all these fears are because we do not fundamentally understand the reality. Fear is not the context. In Indiana, I did a retreat on discovering fearlessness. Our couple of friends from Indiana area are here. We discussed in detail what is fearlessness there. But just to give you a glimpse in this context, biological fear is going to stay. But what about this? All other fears are all because I do not understand the reality properly. I fear the change in our relationship with our kids. It is going to happen. No matter how much you try. Because that's the nature of the world. Then I have nothing to fear. Something will not be there with me. I may lose. Yes, one day you may lose. That's the nature of the world. What if I lose money? You may lose money. That's how it is in life. So when you understand the realities of life, you have nothing to fear, because whatever is going to happen for all others, it's going to happen the same for you also. There's not going to be any change. Life is same for everyone. Everyone has happy moments, everyone has sad moments, everyone has various sort of things. So there won't be any fear, any anxiety once you understand the fundamentally how life is universal, problems are universal, how life situations are one and the same for each one of us. I'll end this discussion with one famous example. Famous example is my famous example, that's all. My popular example. Sure. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. So the questioner is asking, is there a need of fear in a situation where you encounter a real snake, and either there is some danger in front of me, I just need to handle that situation. So biologically speaking, you need that fear response because that's how the body is built. That fear response secretes certain hormones which will help you in fight or flight mode or make a particular decision at that particular point in time. So you need not be frozen with fear, but that whole mechanism involves having that small component of biological fear. So in those situations, probably the body requires it that way. So, but our focus, having said that, the focus is on overcoming these fears which have their basis not in reality but in mental constructs. I fear everything, this and that. So I'll give you an old example that I keep using in the various class contexts. So in Indian situations, 20 years back, even I have experienced it, there is a big activity going on in the house and suddenly there is power cut. And everybody is sort of disturbed in the house. Oh, what happened? Power is gone. Mother is grinding the chutney. Sister is watching the television. This one is doing that. Brother is doing this. Spouse is doing that. Suddenly there is a halt in all activities. Oh. The power cut. Then what happens? The Indian response, common response everybody used to do, they used to go out of the house and ask the neighbor, hey, auntie, is there power in your house? No, in our house also there is no power. Then ask the other neighbor, our house also power is not there, there's power. Abba, okay, fine. You were so disturbed 1 minute back. Now you recognize that everybody has problems, so you are satisfied. Cunning mind, Others are suffering, okay, my suffering is okay. I'm okay to suffer. If others are happy, I should not be suffering. Very cunning. But once you recognize the universal, the particular is not going to bother you. You understand the reality that life cannot be problem-free. It is going to be there. I should learn the art of transcending it, handling it at every stage. Then there's not going to be this fear which is purely based on imagination. What if? That's not going to be there. So we'll see the other questions in tomorrow morning's class. Any other question that you have? Maybe one for live question. Yes, please. Can somebody please pass the mic to him?
Swamiji, just continuing with that thought on the last example that you gave, how do you handle shame, or how do you handle with respect to it's happening only to me, everybody else is married, I'm not married, or everybody else is rich, I'm not rich. And that is gnawing at somebody's insides. And how do they overcome that?
Shame, in terms of the examples that you illustrated, that somebody is not married, somebody is a little bit thinking and feeling how others are going to see me and how others are looking at me, what perception do they have. I don't have a particular financial situation, how others are going to look at me. So the truth is, nobody has time to look at you. They don't even have time to look at themselves. What to talk about looking at you? What to talk about looking at you? Nobody has time. So you understand this fact of life, you will have no shame, no fear. We will live shamelessly. Live a good life, be ethical, follow dharma, be a good human being. Don't do anything to others which you don't want it to be done to you, ahimsa. Live a good life. Then don't be bothered about what others are going to, how others are going to perceive me. Not at all required. End of all kind of low self-esteem, shame, not being sure, not being confident. End of all that. You have a healthy self-perception. So one exercise that everybody can do is see where you stand with reference to all of it. Stand in front of the mirror and see what is the movement of mind. Stand in front of the mirror. Watch what is there. You make a judgment. Yes. Oh, suddenly you're looking at your image and then they say, oh, something is wrong. Something is this. Some nose is big. This, that. Still making more judgment about yourself. Having an element of shame, inferiority complex, this and that. No need. Come to a point where you look and just you move on. That's it. So that's a neutral place to be. Healthy self-image. No plus, no minus. That's how you handle this shame. Where anybody has time, whole day, everybody is looking at others on the Instagram. What is Instagram? Looking at others. What is Facebook? Looking at others. What is news app? Looking at others' events. What is Twitter? Looking at others' opinion. What is LinkedIn? Looking at others' job profiles. Everything is about others. Where is the time for blessed you? Nothing. Nobody has any time for anything. Nobody has. Hey, now, do you all have wedding albums? Wedding albums? When did you look at it last? Swamiji, there, I don't even know where it is. It's in garage somewhere. Nobody has time, you see. Nobody has time for looking at ourselves, even at the level of the body. We don't even have time. What to talk about looking at oneself, introspecting where I stand and all that. So, not to be worried about others. Friends, I asked you all to give me this. Only 7 people are given this. What is this? So, I encourage all of you to do this small introspective exercise and give it to me tomorrow. Will you?
Yes.
I hope so. Thank you.
It's a survey.
Survey. This is the survey. If you don't have it, go to the office and collect it.
It was in the booklet.
It was in the part of the booklet that you received when you came in for the check-in. Okay. We'll have a bhajan and a small prayer and end the session. Jaya Guru Omkara, Jaya Jaya. Sadguru Omkara Om. Brahma Vishnu Sada Shiva. Hara 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 Mahadeva. Jaya Guru Omkara, Jaya Jaya. Sadguru Omkara Om. Sadguru Omkara Om. Sadguru Omkara Om. Take a moment to close your eyes. Recollect the day's learning. Bring into your memory one insight that you learned today. Remind yourself of the privilege that you have today in this moment. A comfortable place to sit, a stomach which is not hungry, which is full, the warmth, clean air, clean environment. Let it invoke a sense of gratitude to countless hands that have enabled it. It's not enough that only we have it. Let us pray, wish and hope that every life forms, every human being, every life form gets an occasion to experience good health, peace and happiness. With the thought, let us chant Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah as a prayer for one and all. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Slowly and gently, you may open the eyes. Look at the person next to you or in front of you with a huge smile. Make it a habit. Om Tat Sat. Tomorrow morning we will meet for meditation before 7 o'clock, 6:55.